Hi, welcome to my card in a cuppa for Wednesday the 2nd of July 2025. My name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, so welcome. Hi Elizabeth, and thank you. I was just going to say I'm going to try and see if I'm live, but I don't have to because you've commented. Thank you so much. So welcome to my card in a cuppa today. Hi Felicity, hi Lynn. Today is a miserable old day here on the Central Coast, although it has stopped raining and even the sun poked its nose through a little while ago, and I thought, oh, we could get a walk in, Rosie, but I'm not sure. It's sort of gone all overcast again, so who knows. How are you going, Lynn? You're not flooded in? I know when last time we had torrential rain up near you was terrible and flooded, so I hope you're doing okay. I've got my cuppa and I hope you've got yours too. So we're going to go down, and if you don't know, Felicity, thank you so much for your online order. I saw that a little while ago and I meant to message you. Forgot. I was busy getting ready for this. Thank you, much appreciated. If you don't know, there was a whole lot of online exclusives dropped yesterday, 1st of July. So there are, I think there's 3 suites that are available. And quite a few bundles and all sorts of things, a couple of new kits. So jump on over to the online store and check it out, because you know, you never know when things are going to you never know when things will sell out quickly. Now I'm going to be playing with something from the online range that became available to customers yesterday. It's the sunflower embossing folder. So I've got a feeling that this embossing folder is going to sell out. So it's going to sell out. It'll go on like back order and you'll have to wait for it to come back in. I've just got a feeling. And the beauty of it is you can make absolutely stunning cards with this embossing folder. The folder is $21, cheap as chips. And you can make so many beautiful cards with this folder. So we're going to go down to the craft desk and get started. So let's just do that. There we go. Okay. So we're going to make a whole lot of stuff. So I hope that's okay. This is the Sunflower 3D embossing folder. It's a big 6x8 embossing folder, so you do need the large cut emboss machine for it. And it's just amazing. And the beauty of the really big folders like this is you can get 2 card fronts in it at once. And I really like that idea, especially when I'm prepping for classes. That's a really big help. But yeah, it's really nice. So I thought we'd have a little play with this folder. I've also brought out my Greetings for All Mix and Match ephemera pack, because when I'm stuck trying to find a sentiment I want to put on a card, they're really great. I do have a whole lot of sentiment stamp sets here. This is one I got last week. It's also an online exclusive. It has been available for a couple of months, called Blooming Phrases. And I saw this set on stage in March and I really liked it, but I was trying to be good. I caved. But I really liked the scrolly, you know, the flick of the pen at the end of each sentiment. And of course you can cut that off. You don't have to stamp that on if you don't want to. So that's a really good sentiment stamp set. I've got the Everyday Arches, which is also an online exclusive. I've used the Hello, and there's some really nice ones in that. And then of course I've got my Old Faithful Simply Said sentiment stamp set. And then if all else fails, I go to my Greetings for All ephemera pack. So I've got a whole lot of things there. So let me show you some of the ones I played with yesterday. Oh my goodness, once I started I couldn't stop. Whoops. Okay, so this one is the debossed side of the embossing folder on, and I didn't write, that's navy, I'm sure. Yes, so that's the embossed side. You can see that the petals are raised, so that's the embossed side. But this really works quite well with the debossed side as well, and that's just with white ink dragged over the cardstock. But gone are the days where I used to put ink all over the embossing folder, but that became quite messy and you'd have to race to the kitchen sink or the bathroom tap and wash all the ink off. pat it dry, come back and do it again. This is a better way of doing it. So that is just your normal white craft ink on, hi Denise, Denise, hi Marilyn, I'm Denise, duh. You can tell I'm still really tired from our big weekend. So it's just the basic, the white craft ink swiped over Night of Navy, I'll bring it down, sorry, Night of Navy cardstock. So that's one way of using it. That was that one. This one, I embossed the Country Lace. I don't know if you can see that. This is DSP. And I just embossed the other side of the Country Lace Designer Series paper. And of course this is the embossed side with the petals raised. And this is the debossed side with the petals indented. Now this paper had like a denim look, so it was already coloured, but I just thought that looked really cool. I hadn't really thought about playing with Designer Series paper with embossing folders like this before. This one I've just swiped over. I was writing on the back, Misty Moonlight and Secret Sea was swiped over those two pieces. So that's the embossed panel, that's the debossed panel. And how cool is it? A simple sentiment, some bling, and you've got a beautiful card. Now I cut all my panels out as a matting piece size, 10 centimeters by 14.4, and then if I want to cut it down to put onto another matting piece, I can cut it down from there. But to start with, I do the size of a normal card front, a matting piece on the front. Oh, this is one I got a little bit carried away with. So did I write down the colours of this one? Probably not. I think that was on Daffodil Delight, and I think I've used Crumb Cake and Crushed Curry ink swiped over this one, and I've done a bit more layering. I cut out the debossed flower and stuck it on top, so I just sort of had a bit of a play. This one I've made into a Christmas card. I don't know whether that was the right thing to do, but I did. So these are colours that I don't really take a liking to. It was a petal pink matting piece for the card, and then I've swiped it with Strawberry Slush, Peach Pie and Cajun Craze. So it's a really cool effect, and that's okay, that they're both embossed, they're both raised. Oh, that's because I didn't like what was happening on the back. So I just turned it over and did them as both raised ones, both embossed side. And I got my little greeting out from my ephemera pack, some drucery dots and a little bit of the gold ribbon, and I heat shrinked the ribbon. One of my other favourite fun techniques to do. This one, I thought I'm doing them all portrait. I need to turn one around. This one is on Cloud Cover cardstock, and I have swiped it with Pool Party and Night of Navy. So how cool is that? That's a really cool one too. So there's some of our little playing ones. Now I'm going to get my cut emboss machine in. I don't need this paper until later because I need to use it when I'm swiping. We're going to emboss a whole lot of stuff. Now I thought I'd do something which I didn't get to play with yesterday, was two-tone cardstock. I'll just get my little sanding block out. Two-tone cardstock and sand over the top. I didn't do, hi Barbara, I didn't do that one yesterday, so I thought I'd do that. I thought we'd do craft white ink on Crumb Cake. I haven't got to a sentiment for that one. I thought we'd also do on some of this Country Lace Designer Series paper, because that's what this one is, Country Lace paper. Just show you how that works. And then I thought I'd do this one, because this one is so not my colours, but I really, hi Sarah, I really liked that, how that one turned out. So I thought we'd do one of those. So let me put all these down so I don't get all muddled. We might do all our embossing first and get that out of the way. So let me grab my emboss machine. So when you're doing a 3D embossing folder, you only need platform 1 and plate number 4, which is the specialty plate. They're the only plates you need. And as I said, the beauty of this embossing folder is you can do 2 at a time. Now this is the basic black two-tone cardstock. So I thought I'd turn one over. That's the dark side, that's the lighter side. I thought I'd just put them both in, and we might do a little bit of sanding because I didn't do that yesterday. I was getting carried away with swiping ink all over everything. So let me just pop that in here and run this through. So what's the weather like where you are? I know here on the Central Coast it's not been very pleasant. But you know what? We don't care. We're not watching the weather app anymore. Now that's what it comes out looking like, and you can see that just by going through the embossing folder and through the machine with the two-tone cardstock and the white core, some little bits of white core have already started to peek through. So that's that one. Cold with showers in Melbourne. Ah, that's where the honeymooners are. They're in Melbourne having a, I think they said they're calling it a mini moon. I have never heard of that phrase before, but anyway, whatever. They're happy. Yeah, so that's where they are this week. Drizzling here in Lalor. Is that Lalor Park, Sarah, in Sydney? Ah, Felicity, a moody winter's day. No rain in southwest Victoria. I saw on the weather last night, Felicity, that where you are got to a top of 9. I thought, oh my goodness. So that's what crumb cake looks like, and that's the debossed side. So let's go with the next one. So we are going to play a little bit. Now, this one I'm going to put up that way, and I'm going to go that way so we get a debossed side on this piece of the designer series paper. Oh, in Victoria. Sorry. I don't know where everything is. Yeah, well, Matt and Steph sent us a message saying, like Stephanie said, do you like the way I look like a drowned rat? It's raining in Melbourne, and they're having a good look at the shops and having a nice walk around. Okay, so this is the Country Lace Designer Series paper that we're going to do. Now, I know that's not the right side, but that is the debossed side of this basic beige piece of paper. So we'll just get rid of that one. Now, if you get bored and you don't want to stick around, that's okay. I understand. But I just got carried away yesterday, and I couldn't stop playing, and I couldn't stop swiping ink all over everything, and it was just so much fun. And I haven't even done this embossing folder. It's a little warmer than the -4 we had. Oh my goodness, was that at the beginning, like your morning was -4, Felicity? Oh my goodness, that's so cold. Okay. Alright, so this is Lemon Lolly cardstock. And once again, the debossed and the embossed side. So let's put that over there. Let's put our machine away, because I'm sure that's all of what we're doing. I think I started to say I haven't even put this through embossing folder through like with foil, because quite often really textured embossing folders through foil are just magnificent. Okay, so I'm just going to put my cards back in order so I can remember how I wanted to do these and show you things. Okay, so this is one that I didn't do yesterday, so I just thought I'd have a little play. Now, this is the basic black two-tone cardstock. You can see that this is darker and this is lighter. I'm not sure if it will work if I do it on the debossed side. Let's just start with the embossed side. And I've got a little old sanding block. So the two-tone cardstock has a white core. And I don't even know if this is going to look any good. But I thought, might as well just give it a try. And I'm not sure if I'm liking what I'm seeing. But it's interesting. So that's sanded with the two-tone cardstock. That's the embossed side. Look, let's just do the debossed side and see what happens. I think I'm going to prefer the swiping of the ink with this technique, with this embossing folder. Okay, that's sanding it on the debossed side. It's interesting. Not sure if that's my favourite, but that's what that would look like with two-tone cardstock when you sand it. What did you do it on stage? Hi, Tanya. What did you do it on stage, Sarah? I missed that. Yeah, I'll reserve my opinion on the sanding on the two-tone cardstock. Let's get into the ink. That's the fun part. And that's why I've got a piece of paper here, because it's a bit... Oh, the sanding. Oh, okay. So did someone demonstrate this embossing folder at on stage? Where did you go? Did you go to Brisbane? I'm not sure if I remember that. If they did it in Brisbane, I was at Brisbane, and I'm not sure if I remember them doing that. Yeah, a different colour might look better. Okay, so this is my old craft white ink pad. I still use this one because I find it actually is better than my brand new one, the one that you have to ink up. But I've got both, so if all else fails, I've got both. Now, this is the crumb cake. And that's the embossed side, and this is the debossed side. So let's do the embossed side. And if you're going to swipe, use the end of your ink pad that it doesn't have all this section down here, because it's not going to work. You have to have the end where the ink pad is closest to the edge. Does that make sense? Because this isn't going to work. So I just got my ink pad and I have it at an angle, and I just swipe over the top. This might look nice on the black cardstock actually. I've done it on navy and on crumb cake. Okay, and that's what you get. Let's just do a little bit more up there. That's what you end up with. Isn't that beautiful? And how easy and simple is that? Just so beautiful. Okay, that's the embossed side. Let's get a debossed side. And just swipe. So it's going to pick up the opposite parts of the cardstock that are raised. So not the flowers, it's more going to pick up the in between the flowers. It has picked up bits of the flowers that are raised. Yeah, I think it would look good on the black. Don't think it's going to work now. Look, you know, we could turn this over. Maybe we'll do that there. So that's crumb cake on the embossed side and on the debossed side, just with craft white ink. How cool is that? Layer that onto a card base, maybe put a bit of ribbon on it and a sentiment, and you've got a card. I think that's so good. Now the craft ink is a bit wet. It does take about 5 or 10 minutes to dry completely. So we shall just set those ones to one side. Let's just get this two-tone cardstock and just see what this looks like. Ah, ladies, I think we've found a winner. There we go. I think that looks better, doesn't it, on the black? I think that's very nice, rather than the sanding. Didn't like the sanding at all whatsoever. And this is the two-tone basic black, so it's the lighter basic black. Hi, Margaret. So how cool is that? Sanding, I don't like it. But if you like it, go for it. But that's on the two-tone cardstock, the lighter shade of the basic black. And how gorgeous is that? Okay, so that is our white craft ink. Let's get rid of that. Now this one I thought was really cool. This one I fell in love with, and I've even got a little note of what inks I used, because blues are really my colour. So this is the Country Lace Designer Series paper, which is nice on the black. And yes, I agree, Elizabeth, it's definitely better. This Country Lace Designer Series paper is still available. It's on the last chance product list, but it's not discounted from what I looked at yesterday. So we are going to, so this is, I've obviously got muddled along the way. Where's my, where is my, I think this is the one I'm wanting. I think that's my other one, not that one. Silly me. No, yeah, I've got muddled. That's going to be that one. Okay, so hopefully, I haven't got written down Cloud Cover, Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy. I don't think that's right. Let's go with it anyway. Okay, so that's the debossed side, and this is the embossed side. So have a go with your papers that are a little bit neutral. I am going to do Cloud Cover, and I think I'll do Misty Moonlight, because somehow I have, now Cloud Cover ink, you can get this ink pad on the last chance product list, but they're not guaranteeing that it will be right and good. So if you don't want to spend the money and have it not be right, well, don't get it. Get the re-inker and get the little ink cubes and ink up an ink cube. But I bought it and it seems to be okay, so I am going to. And you can see, can you see how on the edge here it's lighter on my ink pad? That's from me dragging it across the cardstock yesterday. It's just taken some of the ink out of that end. So let's do our embossed section first. And I've just got it at an angle, and you do get, like, sometimes you do get like a little bit of a stripe from where you've finished off, and you know, but when you put another colour over the top, it's okay. Let's try our debossed side. And it just gives you such a beautiful effect, and so much easier than putting ink on your embossing folder and running to the kitchen tap. And can you see how I've dragged and taken ink off that end? Running to the kitchen tap and washing off your embossing folder. So this is Misty Moonlight. Yeah, this is the one I like the best, because I'm a blues girl. How nice is that? And that's the embossed side. You know what? I want to go back and do more. And this is the debossed side. How stunning is it? Oh, hello from Scotland. Hi, Caroline. You're sleep typing. I often wake up at that hour, 5:30-ish, and I watch people in America because, you know, why not? Okay, so that is just Cloud Cover and Misty Moonlight. That's Cloud Cover and Misty Moonlight. You know what? We could even take that one next higher, and we could even add Secret Sea to the... I won't do it to this one because I love it. Secret Sea. Now, if you're going to use Secret Sea, do so very carefully because it's very dark. So let's just carefully take Secret Sea over the top. How cool's that? She says, do carefully, but she keeps going. So that's just with Cloud Cover and Misty Moonlight. That's with Cloud Cover, Misty Moonlight and Secret Sea. Don't they have a fantastic effect. I just love it. You can see how I couldn't stop playing. Oh, you love this one? I know. I'll bring it up closer. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? So that's been made with the, well, I've gone darker on this one. That's been made with the debossed side. And this is my embossed. I was writing it on the back, but I can't see it there. So that was just a piece of designer series paper, the darker shade, the more embossing jumps out. This one, yeah, true. Now, if you do decide to cut this down smaller, so to mat it onto a piece of cardstock, just be aware that it is designer series paper and it has been put through an embossing folder, so it can tear. So just go really carefully when you're cutting it down, because you don't want to sort of, consequently, that's why this one is smaller. Mine tore, so I had to make it slightly smaller onto my card front. Still looks great, but you know, just don't go rip, tear, bust with your designer series paper one, because it doesn't like it that much. So that's that one. Now, what are we up to? Oh, this is my last one, this is the one we'll make into a card. Now, these are not my colours. No. They're not my colours. And yet, it's one of my favourites. So, this is the embossed side. And this is the debossed side. And, like, just play with your colours, because you can just get such stunning effects. So, the colours I used on this one, once again, they're not my colours. So, let's try. So, this is the embossed, this is the debossed. I did Peach Pie, one of the in colours. Open it up. This end, you can see I've dragged it through. Okay, let's just, here we go. So this is Peach Pie. You can go over it if you want to get a bit more colour down. But if you're going to put other colours over the top, don't worry about those lines, because they do get covered. Might have to re-ink my ink pads up the end or squish some ink down that end. Okay, so that's Peach Pie. The next colour I used was Calypso Coral. And as I said, these are not my colours. These are so not my colours. But I loved it. Okay, might do a little bit more up the top here perhaps. Okay, that's Calypso Coral. And I go from light to dark, just because I don't want to get dark ink on my lighter ink pads. So that's Calypso Coral. Then I went to Timid Tiger. This is the one we'll turn into a card, I think. I've got so many panels now, I've got so many cards to make. Okay, so that's Timid Tiger. And you know, that looked okay, and I thought, yeah, maybe. And then I got the ink pad. You prefer the deboss with it being a busy emboss? Yeah, fair enough. I don't mind either. And as I said, it's just a preference. Now this is the ink pad, the colour Occasion Craze, that I rarely use. I hardly ever get it off my shelf. It is so not my favourite colour in the whole world. But I thought, okay, let's be brave. Let's have a go. And let's see what you think. I just thought Occasion Craze just lifted it to a whole new level. I don't know about you, but Occasion Craze is not my friend. And look at that. Cajun Craze. So Peach Pie, Calypso Coral, Timid Tiger, and Cajun Craze. How amazing is that? It's just amazing. And I think, I'll just wipe my hands on my jumper. No, I'll wipe my tissue in my pocket. I think this one is actually, this one is probably my most favourite. Yeah, I hate it, Elizabeth. Well, I don't hate it, but it's really not a colour that I like, Cajun Craze. I think this is probably my most favourite because I am a blues person, but I think this one ended up being my next favourite. I just think it's really stunning. Okay, so let me put my colours back in here, and let's turn, probably can get rid of my piece of paper now. We can probably turn this into a card. Now let me just have a little look if we're going to put it straight down onto a card base or if we're going to cut it down. The Cajun Cake cardstock is also not something I use very often. Maybe we'll just put it straight down. What do you think? Oh, you like Cajun Craze? No, you can like it. It's just not a me colour. It's, hey, I'm liking it today. I'm liking it with what I'm doing with it now. Now, I think I'll just put it straight onto a Cajun Craze card base. What do you think? I think. And maybe we'll make it portrait. Will we make it portrait? And maybe I don't know. See, all these black ones, I really think it looks good with black. So I've got to try and find a happy day. I wonder if that would work. No, Cajun Craze has its place now, Caroline. I feel it has come, that looks like a happy card, doesn't it? It has come of age in my book. And I thought, I don't know whether I will, but I thought I could wrap some linen thread around it. So let's just see. And look, it's some lemon lolly, of all things. How amazing. Now let me just put this down here. Bit of double-sided tape. And let's just wrap some linen thread around it. Well, that's not enough linen thread, is it? I've got to go to my new one. Okay. Now I've got to start again. Oh, no, that's all right. I'll just use it like that. Okay. So I just thought this will add a little bit of texture. I got so carried away with them yesterday, I didn't add it. I forgot to add anything to them before I matted them onto the card fronts, card bases. I don't know if that's looking right, but let's just go with it. I might stick another piece down there just in case. Now, where are my scissors? Ah! You know how I said last week I needed to tidy my desk? I still haven't done that. Because I'm slack. Okay, let me just tweak this a little bit. There we go, that looks all right, I think. Just a bit of, I think I shall use tape because my glue has not sort of been as effective on some of my cards that I made yesterday because it's got all the bumps and ridges to get into, and it didn't sort of go as flat as I wanted it to. Okay, where's my take your pick tool? Here it is. Okay, so we'll just get this tape off. And I might as well take it off the little bit of the linen thread. And we'll turn it into a portrait card. What's going on up here? There we go. how cool. And we haven't used a stamp set. I mean, you could, but we haven't. And I think we shall pop that right there on dimensionals. What cleaner went on strike? Okay, so let's just pop this on dimensionals. Might need a small one over there, I think. Okay, once again, where did I put my take a pic tool? Okay, so let's get these off. And because I've got like a bit of a dodgy stripey there, I'm going to put my sentiment right here. Now, my cleaner, yes. My cleaner, I see, sorry. Yes, no, I just sit down and make cards instead of cleaning. But I really have to fix that situation up because, yeah, I should do a spot of cleaning. Maybe I'll be able to find things better. Okay, now let me have a look. I'm not quite sure. I put peach pie sparkle gems on this one, but you can't really see them, so I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. I do have these peach pie ones, but I don't know if they're right. So then the hardest thing is trying to flat pearls. They might be nice. They're on the last chance product list. What's this one's? Calypso Coral. I don't know if that looks right. I'll get those out. Are they on the last chance products list? Don't know. Thoughtful Journey Suite. What else is in here? No. I think we might choose between these two. That's pecan pie. Black gems. I don't have any black gems, Elizabeth. Which is a bit sad, isn't it? Because they would probably look really good. Probably got some in my retired stash, but that's way over the other side of the room and I probably can't find them. Let's just see what we think of these ones. But yes, I know there are some black gems in the online store now. I don't know what they go with, but it's not a whole pack. It's got all sorts of other colours in it, and I thought, well, then I'd just use all the black ones up, and that's not very helpful. Okay, all right, so shall we? These ones down the bottom here are Calypso Coral, but I think they look a bit too pink. I'm not sure if that's showing. I think they look a bit pinkish. Let's get one off and have a look. Not sure. Exactly, the white ones, and colour them black. I could do that. These ones. Let's get a black Stampin' Right, no, a Stampin' Right marker, a blend. Oh. Okay, here is a basic black blend. Let's have a look and see what can happen with this. Don't know if it's going to go black enough. Do you think that's black enough? Let's see. It's true of these ones too. I don't know, but we can try. They're not black. Okay, let's have a look. They actually look they look nice. But they're not sort of black. They're like an iridescent black. Does that make sense? I'll put one here. Yeah, they're like an iridescent black. Well, they're iridescent pearls, so I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? And where will I put this one? It's always a fun choice. There we go. What do you think? They're sort of not like a deep black. They're an iridescent black with the colouring. What do you think of that? So that is playing with the Sunflower embossing folder. If you haven't ordered it, I think you need to. It's a beautiful folder, and it can just make a simple card. Let me find all my samples. They're all here somewhere. I'll just get all my finished cards that I've got. Well, that's not that finished because I haven't got a sentiment on it yet. But here's another one. Here's one I turned into Christmas. Here's one I did a bit of layering and, you know, coloured and then cut out the debossed flower and stuck it on top. What else is there? There's this one. And then there's this one. So I think you can tell blues are my favourite. So which one's not your favourite, Felicity? The one I made? Because they're definitely not my colours either. But it sort of works, doesn't it? It's sort of, it goes kapow in your face. Shabam! In your face, and it's sort of so nice. Not my preferred colour. Well, and how quick and easy are they? And you can just have so much fun. You can just swipe it with one colour, like we did with the white craft ink. Yeah, it does work, doesn't it? Or then you can swipe it with two colours. So this one, what did I swipe this one with? So not my colours. Strawberry slush, peach pie, Cajun craze. I probably did peach pie first, then strawberry slush, and then Cajun craze on that one. And it's quite effective. I know they all look so different, and try it. I'm a bit boring. I normally just go with the embossed side. I don't generally trial and play around with the debossed side, but I did this time, and it's quite interesting to see the difference between the embossed and the debossed side. So I hope you really enjoyed that and had fun watching. Let's go back here. So where is our card we made? This one. Not my colours whatsoever. Maybe I should hold up one that are my colours. What about this one? This one looks more like me. There we go. Two totally different looks with different coloured inks. You're very welcome. They do look all different, and yeah, but it's a beautiful embossing folder. And if you're budget conscious, get the embossing folder and just swipe your ink pads over it. It's a great way of making really easy, simple cards. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have a good rest of the week. I hope nobody gets drowned by any rain or winds that they keep predicting. Thanks, Tanya. Thanks, Caroline. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of the week, and I will see you on Monday for my Makeup Monday. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.